Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're back here with our Florida Panthers GM mode in NHL 14. Last video we were just going through the organization, and one thing I did forget to view is this good old GM tracker that they have. You can go through like your organizational makeup here, your player types, rosters for both NHL and AHL, and this is the one that I like to look at, the top offensive players, and then you can also look at your top defensive players here. So interestingly enough, our top offensive player in the entire organization is a defenseman, Brian Campbell, followed up by Fleischmann and Versteeg. So I don't think our offense is going to be buzzing that much. We have two more defensemen on this list, Kulikov and Jovanovski. And then defensively, Campbell's up there, Bergenheim's up there, Gauck's up there. So if we do go through with our plan of moving a lot of the vets like Bergenheim, Campbell, that's going to be a lot of our top guys gone. Versteeg, which is okay if we're going to be doing that rebuild, but I kind of want to see how the first month goes here. I don't think we're going to be overly great, but if we can surprise a winning team, more playing time, playoffs for the young guys, that'll help their development. GM rankings, we are 29th right now. We're down 13 spots apparently, so that's interesting. And then toughness, we are way down here at 20th. We're just a C minus, so we're not an overly tough team, but we're not the softest in the league like Tampa and Detroit down there with an E. Then just checking in on the staff upgrades, we only have 14 points to spend. I think our best option is going to be our amateur scout for the first few years, because we're going to have to build this team through the draft. So that's all for the phone. So let's get into the simulation here. I want to try and get through about a month or two, see where this team's at, and then start exploring the trade block. So first up, let's just sim up to here. I think we have 2 weeks left on the scouting right now, so I'm waiting for that to pop up. Then we'll just go month to month with the scouting. And we start off with a 1-0 loss to the cross-state rival Tampa. There it is. There's the OHL trip I was waiting for. So we've done the WHL and the OHL for forwards. Let's take a look at what's uncovered so far. Come on. There we go. Not a whole heck of a lot. Like, they still have Hosang here as a 2.5 red star. That's not accurate. WHL, Virtanen and Reinhardt as red stars there. I don't think that's not going to happen, but very early on. So let's go to the queue, and we're going to do a month in the queue for forwards. Okay, we've got the rematch against Tampa here. Can we pull off a win here? There we go, 5-2. Versteeg pots 2, Campbell with 3 helpers, and Markstrom gets on the board with his first win of the season. Not bad. Oh, and then we beat the Islanders. Bergenheim's up to 2, but then we lose to the Rangers. So 2-2 to start the year. Kind of expected. We'll keep on going. Very small sample size here. We'll try and get all the way to the end of October. And trade offer coming in. Nashville's second rounder in 2014 for Marcel Gauck. So, I mean, 2014 is the next draft, right? Yeah, because we're currently in 2013. Yeah, that's the next draft. Gauck for a second is not bad, but then that leaves us a hole at center. He's got 4 games played, 1 goal. If we were to move him, who would be slotting into his position? Ooh, that would open up the way for Drew Shore to get some playing time, which honestly would not be a bad thing. He's also got more points, mind you. It's been 4 games, so small sample size. But if Gauck is gone, yeah, we can definitely throw Shore in there. But Gauck's a valuable piece right now. If they want a second for him, I think we can hang on to him, and then we could use him in a package deal further down the line. We're definitely going to have to be moving out Gauck and Mueller at some point, though, I think. Mueller, I just don't see a path for him to being a long-term player here, because we got Huberdeau, who's going to be our first-line center eventually. Shore, I want to develop him into hopefully our second line. If he's a career third liner, not the end of the world. Then like we got Bukestad and Howden. Trocheck's going to get good as well. So depending on who develops here, we're going to have to package up a vet with one of these prospects to hopefully get some wing help. His left wing is still looking very weak. Right wing, yeah, it's sparse, no prospects whatsoever. Can also hang on to Gawk and move him at the draft if needed. I'm not in a rush right now. Kobe Roback fractured his collarbone. Yikes, out till December. So that's going to throw a wrench into our defensive pairings. Brings in Weaver with playing with Jovanovski. And then our offensive lines, yeah, I think everything stayed the same, right? Yeah, although I would like, yeah, I don't mind moving Shore up. Throw Gawk on the fourth line. We'll try and find a trade partner for him. Another trade offer here. Ooh, offer from Phoenix. They want Thomas Fleischmann for a first and a third. How good is Phoenix this year is the question. Oh, Domi, Delphin, Rundblad, Ekman, Larson. What a squad they've got here. They're actually half decent. They got a lot of 80s, but a lot of mid-level 80s here. Who's in net? Is it Brian Boucher in net for them? No, it's Mike Smith. Jason LaBarbera. Byzantine. Is this Brendan Burke? Yeah, I forgot about this guy as a prospect. And Mark Byzantine. World Junior legend. 4 stars. I don't think he develops overly great in this game, though. More into like a backup role from what I remember, but could be completely wrong. Fleischmann for a first and a third. We know that that's an offer available, which is good to see. Let's see. Bring up the standings quickly here. Whoa. A first and a second for a Kopecky? That's an interesting offer. St. Louis. I think St. Louis is pretty good in this game, though. This was what? This is 2014. They won the cup in 2019. So yeah, they have the foundational pieces here like Shattenkirk, Pietrangelo, Jay Bouwmeester. He's only 30 in this game. Wow. Oshie, yeah, they got a pretty damn good team. I don't think their first is going to be worth a whole heck of a lot, but Kopecky for a first is still pretty impressive, I would say. Oh, we can't view standings on. Oh yeah, we got the standings here. So Phoenix only has 4 points right now. St. Louis is leading the Central. Yeah, if we can get Phoenix's first off of them, that would not be a bad idea. Okay, we'll let the standings shake out, though. Again, we're not even a month in yet. We can't be pulling the trigger too early here. I want to try to maximize the value of our guys that we have here. Oh, 5-0 win on Pittsburgh, but we lose Sean Bergenheim out till November the 5th with a concussion. Let's best lines it. Upshaw, Skilly, Matthias. Matthias, isn't he a green star? No, he's a yellow star. That's what it is. He's a center. Shore, we're going to bump you back up to the third line. Mueller's there. Yeah, like this team is definitely not a playoff team right now, but hey, we're winning games, which is good for the development of Markstrom. Despite being red stars, I still think he can grow into something decent. 5 games, only 6 goals against. Look at that save percentage, 958, 120 goals against. If he can maintain that for a couple months, we're good to go. Rookie GM status took us 32 days. So I believe when we get those points, we get points to spend here. We still need to get 80 points, though, for the scout. It'll be a while. And our GM rep has now gone up. We get 2 phones for negotiations. It's one thing I don't miss about this game, though, dealing with the phones at the trade deadline. You get 1 rejected offer, then you lose your phone for that hour, but still. Nashville next year, second for Gawk. We know it's on the table. We're not jumping at it yet. We're out to a 5-2-1 start here, boys. So, I mean, I know it's too early to talk about adding pieces, but it's also too early to be trading pieces off like that. Sure, we can get a first from the Jets for Fleischmann. That seems to be the going rate right now. Holy crap, Peter Mueller broke his leg out till January. Out of a 5-0 win over Columbus, though. What is going on here, boys? So I think we might have to call someone up because I don't think we have anyone scratched here. Oh, Wilson is scratched, so technically we could do best lines. That brings Wilson up as a grinder on the 4th line with Perot, Shore, yeah, we're bumping you up. Actually, you know what? Let's bump Shore up to the second line. Let's get him some exposure. How has he been doing? He's got 5 points in 9 games, so happy to throw him up there. What's Gawk saying? Gawk has 5 points as well in 9 games, and he's playing fourth line minutes, so that's pretty damn good. Matthias, 3 games, no points. Yeah, so let's throw Gawk up onto the third line with Butler and Skilly. Scotty Upshall can play with Shore and Kopecky. And then what are the big boys saying? What's Huberdeau doing? 11 points in 9 games. He is buzzing up there. Versteeg, how are you doing? Point a game player right now. Great to play with Huberdeau. Big combo there too, the playmaker and the sniper. Fleischmann's also a playmaker. He's got 9 points in 9 games as well. I wouldn't mind trying to find a... I don't know, do we want to get a power forward? The power forward builds aren't great in this game, but getting a two-way forward or a sniper to pair on that top line with Versteeg and Huberdeau might be a good play come trade deadline time if we're still in the hunt. The Leafs are looking at Fleischmann for a first this year and a third next year. Okay. So that's a month in here. Save percentage and goals against. Look at that. Jakob Markstrom leading the league in goals against and save percentage by quite a bit too. Points, Marty's leading the way. Do we have anyone up there? Huberdeau's up there at 11. Wins, Markstrom up there with 6. Assists, no one from Florida. Goals, what? Huberdeau has 5. Yeah, he's just off the list there. And then looking at the Atlantic Division, us and Tampa 1-2 right now, 14 and 13 points each. 13 points, that's good for third in the East right now, boys. So, I mean, we're doing half decent here. I don't want to touch anything. I don't want to change anything because, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as they say, right? So let's continue the sim. Let's try to get another month in here and see if we come back down to earth or if this Florida team just might be a legit team here. All right, good news. Bergenheim is back in the lineup. So let's get him back in here. What's his stat line right now? 6 games, 2 goals. Nothing crazy. Matthias, yeah, no, we want to put Shore up there. Matthias, you can stay on the 4th line. So Bergenheim back, bumps Upshall down. That's fine. Bergenheim could be that two-way forward that we bump up, but his defense is only a 4-star. What's Fleischmann's defense? It's also a 4-star. Do we have anyone who's a good defensive forward? Everyone's just 4 stars. Perot's 3.5. Sure. Yeah, no 4.5 to 5-star defensive forwards or really anyone on this team, it looks like. Everyone's just 4 stars. Wow. Okay. That's going to have to be an area that we'll have to focus on in the coming years. A weak draft class is upcoming, they're saying. Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. I think there's still going to be a few gems in that in this class, though. So definitely want to acquire as many picks as possible if we go that route. But hey, sitting at 7-3 right now. Can we make it 8-3? Not even OT loss, boys. Damn, coming off a 3-0 win and off the wings too. Then we drop that one. Kopecky could go for first and second next year. That's good to know. Once the deadline hits, if we're not in that playoff spot, those guys will definitely be moved for all those first rounders. And then I wouldn't mind trying to package a couple firsts and prospects to try to move up in the draft if needed. Danny Servette is on waivers. 28 years old, 75 overall. He's got 1 year left on his deal. Honestly, if we run into injury trouble, this wouldn't be a bad guy to have call up. So let's claim him. Because if we go over here to defenseman, yeah, he's going to be our top defenseman down in the minors at a 75. Because outside of Petrovic and him, we have no one else. So if we do run into injuries, at least we can bring up a 75 rather than a 72. Another offer on Fleischmann. Keep all those offers in our back pockets. We know they're there. All right, the Q trip is now completed. So the question is, do we want to look at defensemen? I think we should look at least at the OHL defenseman. That's where Ekblad is. McEwen there. He gets good. So let's go a month on the defenseman here. Sean Bernheim injured with a sore shoulder out till November 24th. Out about, what, a week? About 10 days. Best lines it. Shore gets bumped up. Gawk, nope, not there. Matthias down on the fourth line. There we go. How's Shore's point production looking right now? 15 games, 7 points. Okay, he's starting to fall off. Huberdeau's up to an 83. He's got a point a game right now, 15 and 15. Fleischman, 10 points in 15 games, so his production's fallen off a little. And Versteeg's production has also begun to fall off just a little bit. 10 points in 15 games. That was expected. They're not going to be maintaining a point a game, those kind of players in this. The Leafs, okay, we split it with a home and home. Skilly is injured and we need to bring someone up. Okay. So we're going to need to bring up a forward. Who do we want to bring up? Forward Butstad. I mean, he's our best option it's looking at. So let's bring him up. Edit the lines. These lines. Oh, yeah, this is the minors. Do we have Barkov playing at all? Barkov's a scratch. That is not good for his development whatsoever. Too bad we couldn't send him back to play overseas back in Finland. Can we let's scratch Timmins? Sure. No, you know what? This is going to mess the lines up too much. Barkov, it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see when he gets good enough to actually be on the roster there. Butstad will be centering the fourth line. Matthias. Where's Shore? Oh, Shore's been moved over here to the wing. We're going to move him up the second line center. We really want to expose him and get a lot of playing time for him. Skilly's back. So let's best lines this. Skillo's in there. Matthias. Yeah, you're swapping with Shore. I just want to double check that still makes sense. Matthias has 5 points in 12 games right now. 5 points in 12. Shore has 7 in 18. So not a whole heck of a lot better, but that green potential could be deadly. Always want to try to take advantage of those greens. Got a few guys coming back soon. Bernheim should be back. There we go. Right before the Jets game. And then whoever comes back next will probably have to adjust the roster moves, I'm thinking. There we go. Brian Campbell. Wrist sprain. Okay. So that... Oh, is that going to impact who's playing D? Yeah, that's throwing Shore back on defense now. So time to call up a defenseman. Let's go Petrovic. Yeah, he doesn't have to go through waivers, so we'll bring him up. It's best lines it again, so then we can get Shore back onto the second line there. Defense, Petrovic and Weaver on the bottom pairing. That bumps Jovanovski up to play with Kuba on the second pairing there. The NBA legend Michael Jordan available on waivers from Carolina. He's a 3-star, 23 years old. Honestly, he's just going to plug up space, I think, in the minors. Would rather younger prospects get the play over him, so we will not be claiming him. Skilly injured with an injured leg out to November 30th, so just a couple days, but still not ideal. Butstad gets back in here. Sure, you're going up there. Butstad, how many games? He's probably only got, what, 1 game? 2 games played. He's only a -1. It's all right. He's just plugging a hole for us right now down there on the fourth line. Marc-Andre Gargani, another Carolina defenseman on waivers. He's 26 and also a 3-star, so no thank you. Not interested in that right now. Skilly, they're saying he's back, but he's probably going to be playing through the injury. So, you know what? We're just going to continue. We're going to let him rest. Another second rounder for Gawk offered. Again, don't need that yet. We're 12-7 right now. Make that 13-7. Oh, but Huberdeau injured with a sore knee. Talk about injuries. Holy smokes, boys. What's going on here? All right, so let's throw Gawk's going up onto the first line. Shore can maintain his second line role. Matthias gets bumped up. Butestad's there. Skilly's back. Yeah, like we have some depth just to plug guys in, but don't have any high-end talent right now in this lineup. So if we can scrape through a couple of wins, that would be fantastic. And Marcel Gawk for his second round, he's our first line center. Holy crap, the Sens are 15-1. 15-1 for Ottawa to start. Come on, boys, let's steal one off the Sens. Let's go. Oh, 4-3. Couldn't get the OT, though, to get that extra point. That's too bad. Campbell's available to play. Yeah, why not? We'll toss him in. Best lines it. Gawk up there. Matthias down to there. Campbell's back with Kulikov. Perfect. And then, yeah, everything looks okay. We got Tampa. What's Tampa's record now? Tampa is 12-7-2, similar to us. Brian Straight on waivers. No, he's on a 3-year deal. He's only 2.5 stars, so no thank you. Don't need to get that into our lineup. Ooh, 4-1 loss. Huberdeau has returned. We have too many healthy people up now. So that means Butestad, you are heading back down. And then I think defenseman-wise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so Petrovic, you can go back down. Roback, he's playable through his injury. And goaltending is what it is. Clemenson's not the best backup, but seems to be working out okay for us right now. Shore up there, Gawk. What was Gawk saying? He has 9 points in 23 games. Shore has 8 points in 23 games. So you know what? Maybe we'll swap them here. We'll give Shore a little bit of more sheltered minutes on the third line. Try to get his point total up now. Gawk's also been playing well, so maybe we try to advertise him. Give him some playing time. Increase his trade value maybe a little bit for the upcoming trade deadline. We just hit December the 1st, so let's take a break here and take a look at all the stats. So Markstrom's second with goals against. He is third for save percentage. So we're getting fantastic goaltending from Markstrom. No need to change anything there. Also up there in wins with 12. Points, Johnny T is leading the league, playing with the Islanders still before his Leaf days. We don't have anyone up there. Goals, 11 with Huberdeau, so that puts him in 5th in the league. Martin Erat's leading the league. What a name. And then assists, Fleischman's leading us with 11. Can't crack the top 8 in the league, though, unfortunately. Standings-wise, we're currently sitting in 4th in the Atlantic at 27 points, which would be good for 2nd in the Metro. So we're sitting okay right now. We have, 27 I said? Over here, 27 would, again, be good for 2nd in the Central, would be good for 3rd in the Pacific. So we're just in the ultra-competitive Atlantic Division right now. We'll see what happens in the coming months here. Let's go look at player stats. What is the team doing right now? Let's organize it here. So Huberdeau's leading the way, almost a point per game, 20 and 21. Versteeg got us 17 points. Fleischman's 15, Campbell has 12, Kopecky 10, Kulikov 10, Gawk 9. Yeah, like we don't have much production goal-wise, it's looking like. Let's go look at team stats for the season. So overall in the league, we are sitting in 9th. But what are we saying with goals for? We have 55, which puts us in 20th in the league. Goals for per game, 21st. So goal scoring is an issue right now. Goals against, we're 3rd, though, thanks to Markstrom. Markstrom's playing on his head. So if we can up our goals for, we could be in a decent spot if we can ride Markstrom playing well. Our power play percentage, we're 17th in the league, middle of the pack, 16.3%. Our PK, yeah, bottom 10th of the league. We have 82% on the PK. I think that's also exposing our lack of defensive forwards that we looked at. all the forwards that we have are 4 stars on defense or less. Even defense-wise, we don't really have any shutdown defensemen. So I think if we want to do something this season, we're going to have to prioritize getting a defensive specialist, both on the defense and a forward. And then we're also going to need to add some goal scoring here. It's going to have to be depth goal scoring, I'm thinking, because our depth guys aren't doing much. Our top line guys are doing half decent, but if we can acquire a top 3, top 6 guy that can knock down our current top 6 guys to become our depth scoring on the third line, and so on and so forth. So lots of options right now. One last thing I want to do is check out the trading block. Who has people available? What's the league trying to do here? Zykov, he's 4 green stars, but he's only a 60. He's not a win now piece. He can't really help out the squad. I am looking for someone who can give us immediate help, I think, if this team can maintain where we're at. Louis LeBlanc, he would be great, 4-star, but he's a center. We're already deep at center. Hal Gill would be a good defensive ad, and he would be cheap. So at the trade deadline, if needed, we could target him. Patrick Eliash. Here, this would be a big win now piece. He's 37. I don't think we're in a position to win now, but I think we're in a position to challenge, which means I'm happy to go out and get younger players to help us do that, like JT Miller, he's a center. Christian Thomas, only 3.5 stars though. We won't develop into much. Matt Pompel, this guy, his wrist shot in this game gets crazy. Power and accuracy, high 90s. Pronger, 4 years at $5 million. Yeah, that's not happening. Not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Scott Harrington, good prospect, becomes around like a top 6, top 4 defenseman if he develops well. Dmitry Jaskin, he gets half decent in this game. I'm pretty sure we can get him up to maybe a top 9, top 6 guy. He's a right winger, so that wouldn't be a bad trade with St. Louis. I know they've been targeting, I think, is it Gawk or Fleischman that they've wanted, so we could try and swing a trade with St. Louis there. Marty St. Louis, again, too old for our timeline, unfortunately. Danny Briere, don't need him. Nicholas Jensen, here's another good right-wing prospect who I wouldn't mind targeting either. He gets really good in this game if he develops right. I think I've gotten him up the first line before. Tom Wilson, holy smokes, 19 years old. He's got good trade value, but 3.5 yellow star, I'm not sold on that. Jerome, looks like he signed with the Jets. The Ducks got a lot of age there. Solani's 43, damn. Cunningham, no. Kiprusoff, that would be a fun mentor for Markstrom, but again, doesn't fit our timeline. Matt Collin, too old for us. Ryan Hartman, again, not a bad winger prospect, 4 stars. Could definitely develop him into a pretty good talent. I think he gets good defensively, too. Colorado, aged. Vinny Prospel, too old. Yeah, a lot of old guys there. Landon Ferraro, middle of the pack center. Don't need to target him. Horkoff, Smith, Habibulin, no thank you. And then back to Florida. So there's a couple younger guys who wouldn't be roster impact players who I think we'll have to target if we go the route of the rebuild. If we go the route of trying to compete this year and make a little bit of a playoff push, I'm saying we'll still probably end up selling off Campbell at some point because he's 34, making 7.1 with 3 years left. That contract's not going to age well. But we can move Campbell for a roster-ready player now who would still help us try and make a little bit of a playoff push right now, I think. So let me know down in the comments, guys, what you guys think on this team right now. We're sitting at 13-9. I'm very happy to get through December here, see where we're at. If by the middle at the end of January, if we're hovering around 500 or if we're starting to have more losses, then it's definitely going to be time for a rebuild. If we can maintain this, though, and if we can maintain a playoff spot heading into the trade deadline, I say we're not going to go for it full out, but we're definitely going to sell off a couple of vets to get young impact ready now players, I think. So This has been an interesting start. Was not expecting to win this many games. Markstrom's doing great. I'm hoping that helps his development, and we'll just have to see at the end of the year. Hopefully Markstrom can be the long-term starter here. So with that, boys, I think I'll wrap up the video now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like on the video if you guys are enjoying this series. And we'll be back with another couple months sim, and we might get up to the trade deadline next video. We'll see how fast it takes. Thanks for watching, boys.